put that radio down and heard Joe Favela up there. Hey, Joe, boy, oh boy, look what I found up there. He found a whole set of clippers and stuff to cut hair. You know, the buzzer and all that. Boy, he was happier than heck, and he come down, and the chaplain says, put that stuff on the table and leave. But there was guys like I said about Danny Sloan, that he was thin and tall. He took up boxing. He was given up boxing to make who wanted to learn to box, they teach him. And I'd have been a light heavyweight. You know.
Yeah.
I said, I seen them guys. I said, I could never beat one of them. I'll get my head knocked off. I said, so I didn't take up boxing, which I should have just for myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I didn't do it. But Danny Sloan did. I know he was real fancy. You ought to see him dance around, and you know, he went in the ring, and they're in the corner, you know, and he's in the corner there, and he's dancing around, and the bell rung. And they went out in one punch. Danny was down there out like a light. That ended his career.
So what happened to like most of the people that stayed like after World War II when the Cold War started? Like, did they get sent like back into, or they just like relieve you and then get new people?
Well, as far as I know, I don't know if the 82nd, they might have went in to some of them places. I don't know, like the 508.
Well, they didn't do like fighting, but we were.
Well, it was like the Korean War and stuff.
We were still like
Korea.
we
Korean War
were still like fighting, but it wasn't like.
It wasn't the commies. It wasn't the Russians. It was Korea, Vietnam.
Vietnam.
Well, I'm talking about the Cold War.
Yeah, that is the Cold War. Cold War is Russia.
Well, it was like all over there.
Over in Berlin.
Yeah, like Russia.
After the war ended.
Yeah, like
The
47,
occupation.
like 47, and like 50, and like whenever Russia and America were like going at it.
Well, I can only tell you what the guys told me in the 504 Airborne. That was part of the 82nd Airborne. 508 to 504 and the 505. They had the 509, but they got beat so bad that they broke them up, and they put the guys in different outfits.
Yeah.
And well, anyway, the 504 was in Berlin, where the Russians were, and they had a lot of conflicts with them. They told me. I mean, shooting and killing.
Yeah. Russians never got along with anyone.
The Russians.
They never got along with anyone.
Yeah.
Like I heard whenever Roosevelt and Churchill like we're gonna have a meeting with Stalin, they weren't even gonna have it. Like they were so worried that Stalin was gonna like pull something that they were like, and Stalin showed up and he's just like his normal self with like a cigar and like.
Yeah, they got together and they made an agreement.
Yeah.
About tearing up parts of Berlin.
Yeah, but they were like afraid to have any meeting.
Joe, this was during the war when they got together to create an alliance.
Yeah, like
during the war.
Yeah.
They made an agreement.
Yeah.
To take this part, this part, and this part.
Oh yeah.
The Russians would take this part, the Americans would take this part, and the British would take that part. Well, the Germans in Berlin would have gave up to the Americans because they didn't want to fight no more.
Yeah.
They would have gave up. But the agreement was the Russians went in first, and the Germans didn't want it, so they fought like hell.
Yeah.
You know, the Russians. They fought like hell to beat the Russians, but they would have gave up to the Americans and the British. Well, anyway, they fought, and they lost, and they took part of Berlin. And you heard of the airlift, where they had an airlift because the Russians closed the gap that they wouldn't let the Americans out.
So they needed to airlift the Americans out?
They wouldn't let the Americans out.
So they needed to airlift them out?
So they had to have an airlift to bring food in.
Really?
To the Americans and the people in there.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't allow them out. And then they built that Berlin Wall.
Yeah, they did. Britain, America, and Russia divided up Berlin.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
And
Yeah, that was after the war, though.
like I say, the 504, I know there was guys in it from Elwood, and they told me the fighting that went on between the 504 and the Russians in Berlin there, in that part of Berlin. Said it was terrible. It was terrible with the Russians. Then, you know, France, we liberated France.
That was first, right?
One of the first.
Wasn't that one of the first?
Well, it was on like the beach, and then they came down, and that was Operation Market Garden.
Yeah, they went through and
almost saved Anne Frank.
The Americans liberated France, Belgium, and other countries that was taken over by Germans.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, you know, there was places in France that they didn't like us. And I mean, they didn't like us.
Yeah, it's kind of said like nowadays that France like doesn't really like America because
of what happened.
Because they thought they can fight for themselves whenever they surrendered like a year in. Yeah, they surrendered like a year in.
Yeah, they surrendered instantly.
Yeah. Well, there was towns they said that they wished that the Germans were there instead of us.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Germans would have killed them.
Huh?
The Germans probably would have killed them.
Who?
The Germans probably would have killed them if they were
Oh
in the
no,
town.
no. They were occupied by the Germans.
Yeah.
And they liked them. And then the Americans took over, and they didn't like us. Because they said they lived better under the Germans. You know, well, anyway. We went in this town. It was at the airport. That if they would find out that they was going to be killing the prisoners, you know, the American prisoners and the British prisoners and that, in those concentration camps, we would jump in the concentration camps.
Yeah.
To save what we could. Well, it didn't happen anyhow. And we was at this one place in this town by the airport, and they didn't like us. They wouldn't even talk to us. They had nothing to do with us while we were there. Until the war was over. And then when the war was over, and then they started talking to us. They even celebrated Hitler's birthday. They had a cave, and you ought to seen the ammunition and stuff that was in that cave. They had these here butterfly bombs. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I'm not sure.
Well, they have a big casing, like a bomb, metal.
Yeah.
And they have all these little bombs in there, butterfly bombs. Hundreds of them.
Want something to drink.
And hey,
Sure.
it's big. And they drop that, and the hickey goes off,
And they would
and
scatter.
it opens up the case, and all these little bombs come out, and they all scatter. You know, they float in the air, and they hit different parts. You know, different places. There was a bunch of them in there. We put them all together, and we put charges in, and then we would go away from there down over the hill and set them off. Oh my God. Bing, bing, bang, bang, oh, bang, 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 and shrapnel going all over the place. A woman come out of her house, and we kept hollering for her to go in the house because there was shrapnel going everywhere. They put a stop to it. That was the one we blew up for all that ammunition.
Just one?
And they said that's enough for that. Yeah, we couldn't even come up the hill. Shrapnel. That cave was full of. You know, there's still pictures, drawings, old drawings are worth millions of dollars.
Yeah.
They can't find.
I don't know how cold they are though.
That's fine.
They can't find.
Joe, you want some pop?
No. You know,
Hitler hit all of them.
Yeah, the Nazis.
They hit them, and there's places now they didn't even find.
There was a movie about how Hitler took all the art and jewelry and all that stuff, and they were like going in caves and stuff, and they were looking for Michelangelo. I think it was Michelangelo's statue, one of his statues.
That was like the main target they were finding, but as they were looking for that, they found countless paintings.
Like they found huge bins like this big, just filled with gold rings and gold bars. And like Hitler just took all this stuff,
all this art, all this
gold, and he just shoved it in a cave.
He just shoved it in a cave, yeah.
See, Hitler,
and then they started burning it.
See, Hitler, when he took over, he gathered all the gold and all the silver and melted it into bars. Gold coins, silver coins, took all that and produced his own money. You know, they made their own money.
Yeah.
And put that all in silver and gold bars. And I got a silver coin, like a silver dollar, big. I gave it to my grandson. And I got to get the date on that and see what it's worth. It's a silver coin.
It was from Germany.
Somebody had it, and I ended up with it. And so. Because a lot of that money would be worth something.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
People have that Hitler didn't get, you know what I mean? You know that they claimed that Hitler went down to South America.
They claimed he went to however many different places.
Brazil.
Yeah, like I heard Brazil. I heard where else?
Probably like Africa.
Yeah, there's like every continent. They like prepared
Well, I
for
don't
him to
think
go
he'd be in
everywhere.
Africa.
I'm just saying, like, it might as well be Africa.
Like, I seen a picture.
Like, it's
of,
anywhere. He could be
It
anywhere.
wouldn't be Africa.
Why not
Then
Africa?
it'd be South America. He'd be safer there.
Why are you so
Because
sure
they-
about that?
Well, because the Jews hunted all them there German ones that put those Jews
Mm-hmm.
to death.
Yeah, there was a group. I heard they're called the Avengers, and they were a group of like assassin Jews that went around and hunted all the.
Nazis.
Nazis.
And they got a few of them.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
They got a few
Yeah.
of them. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, you know that one German that had that big factory that had the
What's his name?
prisoners.
Was it Heinrich Himmler?
Had the prisoners.
No, not Himmler.
He was the leader
They have
of
a
Nazi death. Oh,
There's
he's
a movie on it. Schindler's
Schindler's
Yeah,
List.
Schindler.
Schindler.
That's
That's his
right.
name.
yeah.
He saved thousands of
They
people.
they have his statue.
Yeah, he was a savior.
He was
He
he saved a lot.
He saved thousands of them.
He saved a lot of Jews.
And then when the Nazis came by, he said, "No, they're working for me." And then they were like, "Okay," and they just left
Yeah,
because they were working for him. He
Yeah.
saved thousands of people.
thousands of them.
So what did he do? Have this? I don't know, like the full
was a
story.
factory.
I know,
It was
like
a factory.
the main stuff about it. So would he just like have people work in his factory so they wouldn't be taken like concentration camps or something?
Yep, you would have Jews work so they wouldn't be taken.
But what was he making like useful
Just
items?
anything. Like it was a factory, whatever he produced.
Well, I mean, obviously he'd be making it for the
Yeah.
Nazis, or else it'd be taken over.
Well, in these factories where they had the prisoners, you know, they saved a lot of lives
Yeah,
by, instead of putting powder in the shells, they would put rags in.
just to fill it.
And I'll tell you, there was, well, I told you, I was on patrol in Nijmegen, and I was the last guy in the line. And when you get down to the corner, one would go over that side so he could guard the guys that are going down this side, and the guys this side would guard the guys going down that side. They could look at them buildings and see if anybody's going to
From
be
different angles.
shooting out. You know?
Yeah, different angles.
And I was the last one in the group. And I got right to the corner, and this 88 shell hit in front of me. And thank God it was a dud. Didn't go off.
That's amazing.
Another time the shell hit and went in the sand. These little butterfly, like a butterfly bomb, but they were shells that they had tubes. They come down, and when they was this way, when they come down, they would shoot out. One right after the other. They had a whole line of them. They go, and they come in. They was coming in closer and closer, and me and Favela was guarding this crossroad. And as they was coming in closer, we had a slit trench and had it covered over. It had an opening, and Favela took his time going down the hole, get in there, and I was telling him to hurry up, and his shell come down, and when this was in Holland, and into sand, and it hit, and didn't go off.
Really?
Thank God. Yeah, we'd have both been killed. It didn't go off, and I said, "Damn you!" I said, "What the hell? You take your damn time." I said, "That shell that come in. It's a good thing it didn't go off." Oh, he said, "You're crazy." I said, "You wait till morning when we get out of here." I said, "I'll show you." there was a hole. Because you could see where there was a hole where the shell went down. And it did go off. I said, there it is, dig for it if you want to see it. There was a woman who was guarding this crossroad, and there was a woman come down in a baby buggy. So we didn't do nothing, you know. Had to go by. Then we got word that there was a German,
Smuggling.
just like a woman.
Oh, he was actually a man.
Was he smuggling weapons?
It was a man. It was a man
Yeah,
wearing was he wearing like a
Just like a
bonnet
woman.
or a dress or
yeah, just like a woman
really
pushing a baby buggy.
with like bombs or ammo or
Let it
something?
go by, you know.
Was he smuggling or just trying to get by?
Try to get by.
Was he a soldier or was he just like
He's probably a soldier.
You think he had like ammo or like something in the baby buggy?
Yeah. Yeah,
You guys are probably like, well, damn. Like, okay.
Like master of disguise.
Boy, this one day,
Talk to God.
over in Holland, we was going down the road. We was walking down the road, and guys were coming up with prisoners, German prisoners. They were jogging, you know. And this one kid, he got his rifle, put it on his shoulder like this. And there was this one German come by, and he went, "Rawr." And he turned real fast, hit him right in the face, and oh my God. I felt sorry for that German prisoner. I thought, how in the hell could you do something like that to a guy? Hit him in the face and break his nose, and I don't know what all he broke with the butt of the rifle. And I mean, he turned around real fast and hit him.
Yeah, I know. There's always that guy.
I didn't care. I didn't care either when I took that one winter coat off the German prisoner. I gave him my light coat and I took his real heavy coat. He said, no. Yeah.
You little
I
thief,
said, well,
Jeff.
he was going back to a compound.
He was like,
And I wasn't.
yeah, so he was going
I
inside.
had to be out in the cold.
Oh my.
I'd have still had that. That thing would have been worth money. But you know, they went through all the lockers there in the BMW where I had my stuff in, and they cleaned out my locker and a lot of other lockers.
Why?
They cleaned them out. Don't ask me why. I have no idea why they did it. But they cleaned the lockers out. And then I went in and I said, where in the hell, where's my stuff at in here? Oh, we took it all. Where'd you take it? They took it out. And then I said, that their German coat that I had. They took that too. And what happened, I couldn't tell you. But I never did see it again.
Wow.
They took it all away. Boy, I was mad.
I
It would have
bet.
been a lot worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a reversible, you know, white and camouflage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kept me warm, boy. This one kid, he was short. He found a sheepskin coat. You know, with the sheep skin, with the sheep's
Wool.
on the
Yeah.
inside. And it hung clear down to his ankles. He was short. Well, that kept him warm. Well, there was guys that got the sleeping bags. They would cut the holes in the bottom for their feet, for their legs. you
Yeah.
know. And two in the holes for their arm and zip it up and wore that.
That's pretty smart.
Yeah. Yeah. I told you about the German prisoners I put in the barn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they wanted to give me their wedding rings. I wouldn't take them. I told you they're sacred.
How many people were there?
Huh?
How many Germans were there?
I say there was about 18.
It's a lot of people.
They were old, dude. They
Yeah.
were the old, and they were really happy that I took them up there and let them go and take their boots off and rub their feet, But what I left in, and I couldn't tell you what happened after that. But their feet, some of them were white. Their feet were just. Well, that's what that guy was. He talked to me in Italian, and he asked me if I was Italian, and I said yes. He said, "You speak Italian?" I said, "Yeah." And that's when he asked me if they could take me, if I could take them up to the barn, that they could take their boots off and rub their feet with the straw on the hay,
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I have to have orders first. I said, I don't know. I tried to get a hold of the sergeant, and couldn't make any headway, so I took them up and let them go ahead and take their boots off and rub their feet, and they gathered their wedding bands, and he come over and handed them to me, and I said no. I said them are sacred. I told them, you give them back. I wouldn't take them. Maybe the other guys took them. I don't know.
There's more guys with you.
I left.
Oh, like whenever they went back down.
Whenever they.
Yeah.
When I had them up there and I left, and there was other guys that
Were around.
Still
They're
there.
around.
Yeah. So what happened, I couldn't tell you. I think some of them lost their toes or that.
That was pretty common.
Oh, yeah, it was
One.
really common.
It was common.
Yeah. Yeah. They were old men. They were old people.
There was a lot of old people. I think there were probably more old people than there were young.
At the end.
Yeah, because he was desperate. There were probably way more old people than there were young.
Well, there was guys that went out on patrol, and when they was coming back, there might be maybe one time there was 100 old Germans following them behind back with their hands up.
One guy.
Old guys.
Well, yeah, it was one guy that walked back with them, though.
Huh?
You said it was one guy that walked back with 100?
Patrol.
Oh, yeah.
They went out.
So they just surrendered?
And when they was coming back, these guys was walking behind them with their hands up.
So they just surrendered?
Yeah, they surrendered.
Because there's no way that they captured like 100 people.
Yeah. Yeah. They would come back and be a prisoner.
What would be worse, being a prisoner or just being a soldier?
Well, you'd be safe.
That's what I mean. Like that's why they just decided to be captured. They'd know they were safe, rather than like risking their life for something they don't even want to do.
Well, some guys, they just, like I say, some guys that shoot the prisoners.
Yeah, I know.
I told you that.
There's always those couple guys that do that.
Well, you saw that movie, didn't you?
Which one?
That one with that guy that they had them German prisoners, and the one prisoner was raised in New York with German.
I don't
who
know.
talked English, and the soldier, the paratrooper, was a paratrooper, gave him all the cigarette, and lit them all.
I know what that is.
And then
I saw that.
He had a Tommy gun,
Mm-hmm.
and he shot them all.
Made it seem like it was a big problem. Like it was. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that scene.
Yeah.
He made it seem like it wasn't a big problem. We're just gonna sit here and smoke. And then they were all like, relax. And all of a sudden, he just pulled the Tommy gun up and just shot them all.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that happened.
Yeah.
It wasn't that it didn't happen. It stuff like that happened to them guys. Well, it happened to the Americans the same too.
I wouldn't doubt it.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
You kids want to taste some of this that Joe made?
What is it?
It looks like, what'd you make, Joe?
There were supposed to be sewer pipes filled.
They are?
You know,
Yeah,
fill them up.
yeah,
Well, I boiled them too long,
yeah.
so I just put them in like that. If they want some,
What is it?
you want some to eat some?
What is it?
Spaghetti with,
It's spaghetti?
spaghetti with,
It ain't
ricotta.
spaghetti.
What is it?
It's sewer pipes. If with the filling
They got
and sauce.
like ricotta and
I
cheese.
don't know what that is.
Well, you want
Uh-huh.
you want
I
to
don't know what that is.
I'll try it.
Honey, you
Ricotta.
don't know what ricotta is. That's Italian. That's that
Well,
Italian
grandma,
cheese.
well,
Well, you know what? You
Well, let
never
them
had it
taste
in
it,
my
see if
house.
they
I'll
like
tell
it.
you what. I'm going to buy a container.